Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Have your hands. Get some more. Just get some more.
I guess, all right, and welcome to my whiskey den, where craft whiskey is king. And that's why we're looking at Northern Waters Distillery in Minocqua, Wisconsin, from the head distiller owner, Peter Nam, who was on the show. Haha, fuckers, I'm getting better at this. So over there, check up above Ben. You can link and find out a whole bunch more about them and their distillery, because we did a live stream with them. So, I mean, take a look. They do some really cool stuff and unique things that bring people into the distillery. So what we're looking at today is something from their experimental series. That's why it's the lovely little vault bottle. And if it does well, it'll come to fruition. People like it. They're going to be doing a few more things like it. But this one is at 45% alcohol. It is their typical bourbon mash bill on this one. It is aged in 15-gallon barrels, which is what a lot of their stuff was aged in. They're starting to hit the 30 and 53-gallon barrels now as they've moved over to a new, bigger distillery. But due to the small size they were originally, a lot of the stuff was 15, which I totally get, because that's where a lot of us would start if we were actually trying to push something. But this one was aged for 27 months, and then they transferred it into a Cabernet wine barrel finish for another 9 months. So a total of 3 years in the barrel. So they're trying to add a little bit more complexity onto it and kind of layer that in. So this is batch number 17. And what do you guys get on the nose? I'm getting butterscotch quite a bit right off the bat when I first got into this.
Butterscotch, molasses. And then I start to get a little bit of a fruity, earthy wine note to it.
Yeah.
Got some red berries.
I get a molasses cookie dough and then get into the wine and the berry.
Yeah. And I'm getting the berry like a darker rich berry.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that I was expecting. Not expecting, but I was going to say a lot of times with that 15-gallon barrel, it's a little bit smaller. You get a little bit more of the green notes. If that was because of the finish or whatever they did here, I'm not getting any of that on the nose on this one.
No.
They're covered over. The deeper, rich flavors are definitely kind of taking over the nose.
And this is not, did you say how old this was?
I believe it was 36 months altogether.
It doesn't smell like it's that young.
No. But I mean, still 3 years into 15 might be, 2 years into 15, and then in the Cabernet, I think it was. Was that right? I'm pretty sure that's what Cabernet is what it was. And they trade with one of the wineries that they know from around here, and they trade back and forth, which is a good way to kind of accentuate the finishing and do kind of other beer barrel finishes as well too that they're working on. But yeah, it's definitely a sweet notes, caramel molasses. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bitter chocolate in there too.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty layered for what it is.
Yeah.
It's a neat intro to where we're going to be headed after this, because after this one, on the way we're filming stuff tonight, we're going to be doing one of the Ruas, either the sherry or the port finish. And I thought this would be a nice lead into that, and this is actually a pretty nice surprise for what it is, because at 36 months, that's really nice.
The nose is reminding me of is a flourless chocolate cake with some kind of raspberry coulis or sauce or something drizzled over.
Yeah, raspberry. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is totally a note that I couldn't put my finger on.
This could almost be mistaken for an Irish.
Yeah, it really could.
A nice finished Irish, especially at first taste.
It puts me in mind almost to that green
with that
Chateau Montelena.
And there's not a metallic note like
No.
I don't know. One of them we had recently that was kind of Irish had a pretty decent metallic note to it, and that
No, this is
not not the case with this kind of version of it. So
no buttery and citrus. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of almost that kind of butter cookie or pound cake type note to it.
hmm there's a nice I was gonna say there's a nice kind of like almost like a malt, like you said, like a bready, almost a little bit of a malted quality to it. But like you said, Ben, like flat, like a flat cake, not a bunch of yeast or anything to it. Just and the chocolate is strong too. But like it's neat that it has a lot of rich flavors to it in the nose. So I'm gonna jump in here.
Yeah, I've cheated and had a couple of this already. Man,
Oh
this is
my
good.
God.
This is really good.
Yeah.
There's no way I would say, oh yeah, this has got to be about I don't know 3 to 4 years old. There's no way.
No, this reminds me of like a 10-year-old or 12-year-old Irish or something.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking too. 10 or 12 years old,
Hmm.
and just nice. I mean, a very nice body to it.
Yeah. And here's this gorgeous chocolate malt note that I get right off the bat on the palate.
Yeah,
And this is unfortunately a one-off, correct?
I mean, it's
'Cause it's
experimental. They might have more there, but
but it's just like we're doing this one now because we have these barrels to finish in. Like they do.
yeah,
that with the
and
beers
like
as well.
like the test out of it to see how it works.
Yeah.
You know, is like the
Yeah.
trial run. It
Test-
might
Test is passed.
be pass the test.
Yeah.
Pete, pass the test, Pete.
Do it again.
Yes. Yeah. You must retake it.
Even right off the bat, like I'm getting that bitter chocolate, that little chocolate note on the tongue, like right on top of the tongue. Then it kind of caramel. Then kind of almost it gets to like that cakey feel, and then a little bit of that. After I'm breathing now more on the finish, I'm getting more of that like that raspberry kind of coming through on the finish more so. And I'm gonna say it's maybe it's because we had the Ballin Brothers before, the rye, but this is a little bit shorter finish than I expected. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as sticky as the last one was.
No, the intensity of the finish it dies down, but the flavors stay with you. It's just there's just not that the intensity of.
Yeah. The other one had a much bigger barrel note on the Ballin Brothers rye, so that's why it was kind of holding in more. But yeah, it's the finish is like a chocolate, like you said, like a chocolate cake with some raspberries or some fruit in it. And
Here's what it's kicking for me is you go to the fair and you get the candied apples, but you got the caramel covered ones, and then you've got the caramel with also chocolate
whisked on the outside.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's chocolate and caramel and this like cooked apple underneath, and that's
Granny
part of
Smith.
it.
Yeah,
It's like I'm getting a little tartness in there too. It's like a. Yeah, I am. And again, this is another one. They're making all of their own whiskey, and doing a really good job of it.
Yeah.
Very well done.
I think especially for barrel size, going to the little bit larger barrels as they put it out like a year or two from now, it could be having even a little bit more complex flavor. Another cool thing that the distillery is doing that I think we all enjoyed is they have make your own whiskey section where they'll let you look through the books. Like you could go up there one day and hang out, look through the books, figure out the mash bill you want to use with the certain types of wheats, corns, different types of barleys, malted barley. Then another week they'll have you come up, you'll distill it, they'll barrel it for you. I think it was either 5 or 15 gallon barrels, and then you get to say when it's done because it's your barrel. So a lot like the founding fathers over at Dingle, but a little bit way more in depth because you could do this and then say like, let's finish it in this, like you just did here, pick something and be like, what do you have that we could throw it in to finish it in from something else to kind of put it over the top. But that really lets you kind of step in behind the scenes to make you feel like you created something your own. Because not all of us have the money to make a distillery or maybe after this whole COVID thing dies down, there'll be a few that don't make it and we could think about buying one. But right now, it's just not going to happen.
No.
So it actually lets you I think it's a great way to help pull in tourists and other people that are in the area to come in and be like, here, come back 2 or 3 times and come back every year to see what you kind of think it's at. So,
Yeah.
I think that's a really neat kind of catch compared to other places. Like, we'll let you do, you can make the barrel and see what it's like and pour your own. This is like, you can create your own damn mash bill. Like, we're not in charge. You do we'll try to advise you, like, maybe you should do this because you're not getting enough. You might need a different strain of yeast or something like that too. You could add in different yeasts. So if you're super whiskey nerd and in the middle of northern Wisconsin, it's worth taking a stab at, kind of checking in and see what else they do, because off of this one, really impressive. Really impressive.
And the barrel that they finished it in, obviously the whiskey's made in Wisconsin. The wine is Wisconsin wine as well, correct?
Correct. And they trade barrels with that winery. I don't want to guess on what it was, but go back and watch that video. And it is in there because I think it was 44th, but I don't remember, because I was going to say there's a couple different wineries with like 44s in it, and a couple. I don't want to get them confused. It's kind of playing each other's names, which is not something I would do, but whatever. Once again, I'm not the owner, but this is pretty damn tasty for what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That's pretty good whiskey.
And they're using that malted wheat, I think, in most of their mash bills.
Yes.
And I think that's what I'm picking on, is leaving kind of that malt chocolate kind of bready note that's coming through in there. And I think that's a really nice touch.
Yeah. It's almost like a raspberry chocolate bread pudding. Like, there's this really nice cohesiveness going on to it that pulls it together. So, yeah, well done, Pete, and everyone there.
Yeah, very good.
Really nice on this one. If you guys get a chance, or you're in the area and know that he's got this one there in the vault, or call him, lean on him, be like, so when are you finishing the next section in another cab barrel? When is that one coming out? Sometimes you got to apply pressure to get the answers and get them to do what you want to do. So don't be afraid to put a little elbow in when they're doing some neat stuff. But yeah, from our den to yours, remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of whiskey, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Clap your hands. Some more. Just give some more.